we're going to change the fuel filter on a 2003 Nissan Xterra. The fuel filter is located on the passenger side, about halfway towards the back of your vehicle, underneath the car. The tools you will need: Nissan fuel filter, Phillips screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, plenty of rags to absorb the fuel that will come out of the filter, and a 10mm socket wrench, possibly the extension, and a flashlight if you need it. The first thing you want to do is locate the fuse for the fuel pump. On the display here, you'll see the fuel pump is in the top left. So you're going to line it up and look for the 15 amp fuse. It can be upside down. That's the fuse you want to take out. Now, included in this setup is a tool to pull the fuse, located right over here. It's a little black tool. Just take that off. This becomes your pliers, and you can pull the fuse out. Start your car and pull out the fuse. It'll stall. Put the fuse in that cover plate so you don't lose it. Now, to depressurize the system, crank the car a few times. Okay, I'm under the car now. I'm going to look for the shield. There are 3 nuts. These 2 are going to be the first ones I remove. That one is actually attached to the filter, and that will be the last one to take off. And behind that is the filter. Remove the shield, and what you're going to find is 2 hoses connecting the filter in the front. They're clamps on either end, and then this bracket that holds it in place will also have to be removed and put on the new filter, and that's held by another bolt. It looks like a 10mm bolt on that, but we'll take that off last. Right now, let's get the filter off. We can use, looks like a Phillips screwdriver. Note the position of the old fuel filter before you remove it, and install the new filter in the exact position. Back out the screw far enough that it can easily slide over the nipple in the inlet tube, and without damaging the hose. You can see I'm starting to back it out away from the filter. It is a little difficult. You could use a flathead screwdriver to help pry it off, just to get you started, and then wiggling it with rubber gloves helps get a good grip. As you can see, I'm almost at the very end. At this point, I will use like an old sock to absorb any fuel that comes out. I have a sock up here. I've gone through 5 to 6 socks so far, just in the fluid that remains in the filter. So be prepared that fluid will come out of the filter even though you've relieved the pressure. I've removed the front hose, and I've already put the hose to the new filter all the way as close as you can to the front of the filter, and I've loosely attached the clamp back on. I'm going to position it better when I get the back end on there, and that the mounting bracket that still has to come off of the old filter. Now I have the bracket onto the new filter. You only have to loosen that enough that you can slide it off of the old filter and get it on the new filter. Now, you do have to keep in mind that this bolt sticking out will be attaching to the shield. So that's something you have to consider when you put it back into position. Okay, just tighten that up so that the bolt is facing forward. And now I'm going to reconnect the back hose here and the clamp as well. Now with better lighting you can see the clamps in their position on both sides, and they're thoroughly tightened. Now I have the shield back in place and you can see the center bolt is through the shield, and we'll just reattach this this nut that came with it. Just tightening it up, the shield. There we go. Now I wanted to mention that this is adjustable. There's a slight adjustment here if you need to make sure that the filter's not rattling against the metal. It does have a little bit of a gap play, so you can slide it up and loosen and adjust. We're ready to put the fuse back in place and start the car. Left my fuse here in the tray, and I'm going to put it back. Make sure your fuse is back in. You can press on it, make sure it's in there properly. The blue fuse, 15 amp, top left. And this little tool goes back in its holder right over here for next time. Take your cover, put it back in, and we're ready to start the car.